Have you ever considered that God's heart breaks? It breaks with the sin of his people. It breaks with the condition that his people live in. In the book of Jeremiah, Jeremiah is very clear in talking about that. Chapter 8, verse 21, God says, I hurt with the hurt of my people. I mourn. I am overcome with grief. Is there no medicine in Gilead? Is there no physician there? Why is there no healing for the wounds of my people? If only my head were a pool of water and my eyes a fountain of tears, I would weep day and night for all my people who have been slaughtered. This is God speaking about the condition of his people. Jeremiah 13:17, if you still refuse to listen, I will weep alone because of your pride. My eyes will overflow with tears because the Lord's flock will be led away into exile. God knew what was coming on Israel, and it tore him up. His heart broke for Israel. In Jeremiah chapter 4, we have a gorgeous passage here. Jeremiah 4, verses 18 and 19. God says, your own actions have brought this upon you, the punishment that they were seeing. This punishment is bitter, piercing you to the heart. My heart, I writhe in pain. My heart pounds within me. I cannot be still, for I've heard the blast of enemy trumpets and the roar of their battle cries. God looks at his people and his heart breaks. Over the years, I think God's heart still breaks. Now, Philip Ryken is president of Wheaton College, and in these days he spoke about Jeremiah chapter 4 in one of the chapels. He said Jeremiah was not smug about God's wrath. He took no satisfaction in the death of the wicked. Instead, he practiced what he preached. And he quotes verse 8. I put on clothes of mourning and weep with broken hearts, for the fierce anger of the Lord is still upon us. Jeremiah put on sackcloth to wail a lament when the Babylonians finally conquered Jerusalem. Then Ryken asked this question that I think is suitable for us. Where are the Jeremiahs of the evangelical church in these postmodern times? Where are the men and women who have such awe for the justice of God, such love for the church of Jesus Christ, and such pity for the lost souls of the world that they weep over the sins of the nations? Here in Southside Indianapolis, we just heard a news report. As of today, October 13th, 2020, there were 160 homicides so far this year. That is more than any other year in Indianapolis, and we're not even to the end. We're just barely over 3/4 of the way. Just last weekend, there were 7 murders here in Indianapolis. Here in Johnson County, 13% of our population is food insecure. Here in Johnson County, 78,000 declare themselves as non-religious, disinterested in God, disinterested in his church. God's heart breaks for the culture that we live in. What about yours? What breaks your heart? Is it the things that break God's heart? Look around. Find something today that should cause you to weep. Take it to the Lord. Don't be afraid to weep with a broken heart for the nation that we live in. God bless you today.